Well, the new show is actually an idea taken from an old idea, which makes it new. It's kind of like Judge Judy, but less masculine, with Dom Herrera as the judge, and comedians, who are naturally argumentative anyways, taking real cases and poking fun at a system that's broken.
Now, Paul, you've done lots of shows in the past. Unfortunately, they haven't had a strong track record, especially A.K.A. Pablo and Grand Slam, unfortunately. What makes this show a bit different?
I have been canceled from every network with an N in it, But my career, my life is just a testament to tenacity. I've had more pilots than American Airlines, and the joke goes on. But I'm glad you remember.
Well, I was talking a month ago. I was talking about how much I love the Super Bowl, and I was talking about all the shows that aired beforehand. And your show, Grand Slam, had come up.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that show didn't take off because it aired after a Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, I was surprised that show. I feel sorry for my co-stars. I feel like I put the whammy on John Schneider. Who's a very nice person, and he actually lives not too far from where I used to live, because now she does. But that's another story you don't want to know. For example, A.K. Pablo, you couldn't have had a better producer. You had Norman Lear, and you had Hector Elizondo, and you had a lot of great actors. So there's nothing else to blame but me. So I guess I'm the whammy. But this one's going to work, the Supreme Court of Comedy.
Tell me about the filming of the show. Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah, it's lots of fun. It was very popular with the audience because you had, my particular segment, you had Jamie Kennedy, who's just a very gifted young man. He does a lot of characters and stuff. I'm sure you're aware of him. And we had one case where this couple divorced, and they were suing each other over, her clothing. Apparently, he cross-dressed, which, nothing's wrong with that. No, there is something wrong with that. What am I talking about? Yeah, there's something definitely wrong, but it's not for me to judge. I'm sure that in Grand Rapids it's not common to, see that kind of thing. But it happens. And I had the guy to defend him because he stretched out her fishnet stockings. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's.
Now, Paul, I do have one serious question to ask you about, and that is, have you and Jay Leno talked at all this past year?
I mean, you do your homework. Great. Yeah, I've talked to Jay. I have nothing but the highest, envy for him and respect, of course. Jay's a nice enough guy that it still baffles me how I could be confused for George Lopez, who's very rich, very successful, but I'm more attractive. In the whole scheme of things, that's what I would have wished from God anyways. I'm only saying that because I'm hating. No, I'm not hating. His time is now, and he's very hot. And he's filling up stadiums. I'm here at 4 o'clock in the morning, my time. But what was the question? Well, Jay Leno confused me for George Lopez.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I mean, he could call me whatever, just as long as he invites me on the show.
Well, that's very good.
Apparently,
I'm glad you have. I mean, you're obviously showing a lot more grace than Mr. Lopez is. He seems very angry at Mr. Leno.
I don't understand why George is so upset. If I had his millions, I'd be very happy. It's just show business. It's nothing to take serious. We're comedians, and sometimes with a little popularity and fame, you have a tendency to think that your words have more weight than others. But Jay's a sensitive guy, and how this started, he came up to me after the service we had for the late, great Richie Jenny. He comes up to me and he goes, I want to apologize. He says, George, I think you and I could work it out together. I thought it was funny, and I said, hey, don't worry about it. I tried to bug out my eyes. And until I realized that he really did think I was George. And I said, Jay, I've opened for you. I've been on the road with you. I know your wife. I mean, you know my kids. It's Paul. And then he kind of said, oh, my contact lens, I don't know where that came from, but that just shows that my popularity is going down.
Well, Paul, I've always found you hilarious. I've always loved just seeing you whenever I could.
I mean, you actually know, some of the things that I've been on. I have more obscure stuff for you. One of these days, if I should wind up on Jeopardy, it could pay off.
Paul, I got to go soon. I do have one more question to ask you, and that is, as someone who's done comedy for so many years, I mean, how is the state of stand-up comedy right now? Is it as strong as ever, or do you think it's kind of in one of those slumps right now?
No. Comedy is terrific, in terrific hands. It's a lot of very good comedians coming up, you know. I'm jealous of them, you know. It's there's a plethora, a word I've never used, of young talent, you know. It'll always happen. And then older guys like myself will just be bitter and saying how they're not like in our day. But I watched Billy Crystal in his movie, the Sunday night comedian. It's very accurate, and I hope I don't become that bitter. But enough about George Carlin.